I don't think we realize what the Kansas City Chiefs just did. So we're going to be going through that and 3 other stories in today's video. So make sure to like this video, and if you want more Kansas City Chiefs news content like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel by hitting that red button down below. The first story is Patrick Mahomes makes a huge promise to everyone after his sideline blow-up. Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes received a fair amount of backlash after he lost his composure on Sunday night against the Bills. The 2-time Super Bowl MVP was so irate that his teammates had to hold him back from the officials. Speaking to the media Wednesday afternoon, Mahomes addressed his uncharacteristic behavior. Not only did Mahomes apologize for his post-game interaction with Bills quarterback Josh Allen, he made it clear that he'll go above and beyond to be a good role model for the younger generation. That's not necessarily pressure from franchise, that's pressure of being a good person, Mahomes said. I try to act in a way that I'm a good role model, because I've looked up to guys that are on this stage ever since I was a little kid running through the locker room. So I'm just trying to be a good person. I care. So my emotions were shown on the football field, which they've been shown in a good way, but obviously that wasn't a good way. At the end of the day, I'm trying to be the best person that I can be. The face of the franchise and NFL stuff, that's going to come and go. But if I can show the person I am every single day, and that sets an example, that's what I want to do when my career is over. It's been an apology tour for Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs ever since the conclusion of the Week 14 loss to the Buffalo Bills, but Chris Jones had a different take on his quarterback's viral criticism of the NFL referees. "That's just the drive of Patrick, man," Jones told reporters on December 13th. "We're all competitors. We all feel that type of way. As much as we try to be professional and not show our emotions, at moments and times, sometimes emotions get high," he went on, adding that the locker room don't look at Patrick as nothing but a hell of a leader. Jones finished his answer by addressing Mahomes more directly. "Keep that fire up," he said proudly. "Maybe bring it to this game throughout this week. Keep it up. We love it. We feed off of that. Energy is contagious." There you have it. The Chiefs locker room had zero issue with their quarterback's actions last weekend. Just before Jones spoke on Wednesday of Week 15, Mahomes took the podium. As you'd expect, his drama involving Bills QB Josh Allen and the referees came up pretty quickly in the Q&A. "Definitely emotion talking when I was talking to Josh at midfield," the Chiefs signal caller replied. "To lose the football game, a tough football game in a tough way. But I let it go on too long because, like I said, had nothing to do with it." Mahomes acknowledged that he'd like to show better sportsmanship in the future. Later, the KC superstar also noted that he talks to Allen a lot, and he and his friendly rival are all good. Having said that, Mahomes expressed that he'd like to keep his conversations with the Bills quarterback private. For now, it appears everyone has moved on, as the Chiefs set their sights on rebounding with a win over the New England Patriots in Week 15. The Chiefs haven't experienced losing all that much since Mahomes was drafted, and Week 14 was the first time the reigning MVP has lost 2 straight games. That has led to DEFCON 1 around Kansas City, but Jones sees things differently yet again. "It's hard to say, but I think these games are beneficial for us as a team," the superstar defender stated on Wednesday, "to go through this adversity before the playoffs. We got a young group," Jones explained. "Got a lot of young guys, and if they were on the team last year, they kind of didn't have to go through this adversity that we're going through now." He added that he's always said that adversity builds character, and that's what must happen for this current Chiefs roster. "Tough times make tough people," Jones concluded. "So we're in a tough situation right now coming off a back-to-back loss. Spirits are good. I think right now sharpening the mind, making sure we upping our game, making sure we're looking in the mirror at our own game, seeing what we can get better at, and then executing are all important." Kansas City has a favorable schedule the rest of the way, facing a list of quarterbacks nobody would have expected when the season began. Having said that, it'll still take execution from Patrick Mahomes, Chris Jones, and their respective units to turn this thing around. Make no mistake, playoff football has begun. The second story is Kansas City Chiefs Travis Kelce delivers a 2-word message on biggest criticism. The Kansas City Chiefs' 17-20 defeat to the Buffalo Bills marked the team's 4th loss in the past 6 games. Throughout the season, the team's biggest criticism has been quarterback Patrick Mahomes' lack of reliable receivers. Heading into Week 15, Kansas City leads the league with 34 dropped passes. However, Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce has been reading the comments, and on the latest episode of his New Heights podcast, he sounded off on the vitriol against the Chiefs' offense. To the media pointing fingers toward the Chiefs' skill players, Kelce sent a strong message. "F that," Kelce said. "This is a group effort. We got guys that we can have success with and win championships with. I know it." The two-time Super Bowl champ, however, didn't deny the offense has issues. "When you watch the film, penalties in critical moments, turnovers in critical moments, it's everybody," he said. "Yeah, it's frustrating, but at the same time, we know a lot of it is self-inflicted, and we know that moving forward, it can be fixed." While Kelce admits he may sound like a broken record, it's my livelihood to keep this kind of mentality throughout the season. The All-Pro warned the Chiefs are using the criticism as fuel. "It's only building that beast that we've been trying to create this entire year," Kelce said. "I just wanted to make sure that Chiefs Kingdom, everybody knows that we have everybody we need here, and we're going to get it fixed." The most heartbreaking moment during the Chiefs' loss to Buffalo was Kelce's incredible touchdown throw getting reversed. With 1 minute and 25 seconds left in the fourth quarter, Mahomes threw a 25-yard dart to Kelce, who lateraled the ball to wide receiver Kadarius Toney. But Toney lined up offsides, and the legendary play was irrelevant. Mahomes was livid over the call. The 7-year veteran needed to be held back from the refs and couldn't contain his emotions when shaking Bills quarterback Josh Allen's hand after the game. "That's a Hall of Fame tight end making a Hall of Fame play that won't be shown because we threw a flag for an offensive offside," Mahomes told reporters. "So it takes away from not only this game and this season, but from a legendary career that Travis has had. That hurts me because I know how hard he works for it." Kelce, who didn't address the media after the game, spoke about Mahomes' reaction on the podcast. "I love Pat for that," Kelce said. "Everybody's just sticking up for each other, man. That's all I give a damn about. If they get fined for what they said, okay. But at least the guys in this locker room know that we got their back and we are all in this thing together. We're effing moving forward, man, and we put our effing hearts in it, man. You're not seeing guys just coming in and clocking in and out for a paycheck. You got guys actually give a damn, not only about the wins and losses, but the livelihoods of each individual in that building." Next up, Kansas City takes on New England Patriots, a team sitting in last place in the AFC East. While this game was previously scheduled to take place on Monday Night Football, the matchup was flexed out of primetime to an earlier slate. Against the Patriots in Foxborough, the Chiefs are considered 9.5-point favorites. Speaking to reporters on Wednesday, Mahomes' message mirrored what Kelce said on his podcast. "All the receivers know I believe in them," he said. "That's just kind of how I roll. If you're in this locker room and I see how hard you work, I'm going to trust in you in big moments. I'm going to give you chances to go out there and make plays, and for everything I know, their mindset seems like it's in a good spot. They just want to go out there and continue to get better and better." The third story is Kansas City Chiefs need a swift wake-up call to contend for the title. With a minute and change left to play in the fourth quarter, Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes threw a 25-yard pass to tight end Travis Kelce, who turned upfield for more yardage, and then, just as he was about to be tackled, lateraled the ball back to receiver Kadarius Toney for what would have been the winning touchdown against the Buffalo Bills on Sunday. I write would have, because officials ruled that Toney had lined up offsides before the ball was hiked and they threw the flag. And so one of football's most iconic plays, executed with wonderful presence of mind and swift reflexes by a great tight end, went for naught, and Kansas City lost the game 20-17. Upon registering the enormity of their mistake, Kansas City's players and coaches reacted with great animus, directing more than one F-bomb at the officials who, they argued, had unnecessarily cost them the game. Mahomes even had to be restrained by several teammates from, well, we're not sure exactly what, but saying or doing something he would immediately regret is a good bet. There was, however, no fooling the eye in the sky, and replays showed that Toney, gifted athlete that he is, had boneheadedly clearly planted 1 foot in the neutral zone. So, the frustration was misdirected. The Chiefs would more profitably direct their criticism inward. After all, Toney's gaffe wasn't his first of the game. Earlier, he had allowed a perfectly well-thrown pass by Mahomes to bounce off his chest, a rookie mistake made by a veteran player. Admittedly, I'm a big fan of the football played by Kansas City, Coach Andy Reid, Mahomes, and Kelce, but they have reached a point in the season when they need to make an important adjustment, one that might best be described as paying attention to the details. They have 4 games left in the regular season to rediscover their form, for while they are still leading their division, they cannot hope to go deep in the playoffs without tightening up their discipline. The Chiefs' recent performance reminds me of a great quote by Alabama's Nick Saban, who observed that it was hard to be hungry when you're well-fed. Well, the Chiefs have been well-fed for several years. They've played with confidence and verve behind their all-star players and won a couple of Super Bowls. They've managed to transcend the game as well, what with Kelce's relationship with megastar singer Taylor Swift turning the team into a pop culture phenomenon.